What's up YouTube, Darryl here from Zephyr Wargames, bringing you the test hand video for the Subterror deck profile that I did the other day. Now, Subterrors are an old style mechanic with flip effects. This is pure, so you can put a zoo engine in if you wish to make it a bit more aggressive and a bit more competitive, but this is just pure Subterrors for fun at your locals and, you know, catching some people by surprise at maybe bigger events. So, with Subterrors, they need a turn to set up, whether they're going first or second. So ideally they want to be going first so they have that better setup. However, sometimes they do have to go second. So what I'm going to do in these test hands is I'm going to do 3 turns going first. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 3 turns going first, but then playing through my opponent's first turn and then back into my second turn, so that we can see a setup, basically. So, without further ado, I'm going to crack straight into it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, you know, this isn't that bad of a starting hand because straight away we've got City. So we activate City. And that searches us out our main card in the deck at the moment, and that is Subterror Fiendess. Now, there's 2 ways you can go about this. You can activate Instant Fusion for Invoked Raijin, wherever he's hiding. Use Invoked Raijin's effect to flip himself face down, which then special summons out Behemoth Stalagmo. Now from this point you can leave him as he is and you've got a negate with Fiendess, or you can use his effect to flip himself face down, use City's effect to flip him face up, activating his effect, dumping Fiendess for 2 card draw. So that's your options there. Let's say we do go for the 2 card draw just to see what we draw into, but again, this is all, you know, there's no guarantee you'll draw into these 2 cards. That's just one of your options. So you either leave it with a beta on board in attack mode without a negate. That's okay for a second turn setup. To activate MSTs. Our safest play though, obviously, is to play it like this and sit on your Fiendess, because then you've got your Fiendess to protect, to set Stalagmo and set him face down to negate any Regekis or Dark Holes your opponent plays. Then when they attack, you can activate Stalagmo to negate the attack, protecting your Raijin. End phase, you clear off your opponent's board with your MSTs, and then next turn, your Raijin's now active. So that was test hand number 1 going first. Fairly decent defensive play, but like I said, even with Invoked Raijin, you still need that, you know, that turn of protection, which is why I play, well, in this build I've got 1 Quaking, 1 Storming, but obviously you can play 2 Quaking, 2 Storming, whichever kind of mix you want to play. Now, Storming might be a better one in the upcoming format, because the main reason you don't want to be doing Storming is you don't want to be giving your opponent back like Pendulum cards and stuff they can use again. But for stuff like Zoos, when they flood the board, if you storm in them, they're pretty much losing all their XCs anyway. Right, so, turn 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, not a bad hand at all. Actually a very, very good hand. So we activate Terraforming. Terraforming searches out whatever we want. Now, well, not whatever we want. City, activate City. City searches out whatever we want. Now, if you want the extra draw, I would say go for Stalagmo, because then you Fiendess, flip herself face down, special summon Stalagmo in face down defense position, use Hidden City, flip face up, dump your Archer. Let me shuffle up a little bit. Get your 2 card draw. Now you have more plays if you want to extend further, because you can activate Stalagmo, flipping him face down, special summon out Stygo Kraken, flip Kraken face down, special summon out Ultra Mix, keep him face up. Now there is a reason for that. You set Final Battle during your opponent's standby phase, you activate Final Battle to flip Fiendess face up. Fiendess now has the ability to negate. Because then if your opponent does anything, Fiendess, target Omnistrix, flip him face down, over you go. And then if your opponent attacks, you have Ultra, which will set everything, and then during your standby phase you can flip Stargan, not the standby phase, during your main phase you can flip Stygo Kraken and it will nuke up to the amount of Behemoths you control set cards, which you've already set quite a lot with Ultra. And then obviously you have Battle as well to push you even further. So that was test hand number 2. Now let's do test hand number 3 going first, and then we'll extend past our first turn into our second turn, just so we have that one board setup turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that's a different type of hand. Terraforming again, going into city, obviously. Now you have 2 options on this one. You can just normal summon your warrior, using city to search out your fiendess, and then you can set your burrowing and your final battle if you want. Or you could use Fiendess's effect to get them both on board, but to be fair, it's probably a bit of a waste doing it that way. So you've got burrowing to, well, burrowing's not going to protect you right now this minute. However, you can MST it if you wish, and then get this effect. Because then if this card on the field is destroyed by card effect, you add 1 Subterror monster from your deck to your hand. You can banish this card from your graveyard. So maybe a better play would have been to set your burrowing, MST your own burrowing. Burrowing's effect to add, let me just double check that I've done that right. If this card on the field is destroyed by card effect, you'd add 1 Subterror monster from your deck to your hand, and then you can banish this card from the graveyard, target 1 Subterror monster you control, change the face down effect vision. Yes, perfect. So you destroy that, search out, where are you? Your behemoth. Then do your shenanigans with Fiendess, flipping herself face down, special summon Stalagmite face down. Use City's effect to flip Stalagmite face up, dump in your warrior for a double draw. That's not bad at all. Now you can flip Stalagmite face down if you want. Set your second final battle during your opponent's standby phase. You can flip Stalagmite face up if you wish. That then brings you Nemesis Warrior onto the board, and this you can discard Fiendess if you want for a double draw. You know, what can you say? And now you still have one final battle to be used to flip stuff down. You've got Fiendess targets there for your negate, and then not to mention if your opponent attacks, you can flip Fiendess back up. Also, you've got what Nemesis Warrior's effect if you want to tribute those off for another Subterror. So that was it for your test hand number 3. Very, very good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do a test hand going first. We're going to set up our board. We're going to hypothetically go through my opponent's turn, and then we'll kind of push from there to see what our second turn can bring and how much damage and destruction our second turn can bring with Subterrors. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is all about the setup to play through my opponent's turn. So terraforming into city into could go Archer if you wanted to for that extra one. We could go Glacier as well, or we could go Omnistrix. So let's go Omnistrix. Let's do Fiendess's effect, flip herself face down for Stalagmo. Now we can use another effect to get Ultra on board if we want, or Omnistrix. So let's get Omnistrix on board. I think he's going to be a better defensive one. He's going to come up in face up defense position. We're then going to use City's effect to flip up Stalagmo. Stalagmo's going to dump Ultra. We're going to draw 2. Perfect. We're going to set those. Now we can, I would say, set Omnistrix past turn. So my opponent, let's say my opponent does something, activates a Regeki or something like that. I'll activate Fiendess, book a moon in Stalagmo, negating that effect. If they attack, you know, I'm going to flip any of these. Let's say they're concerned and they don't want to attack. I'll warning just in case they put something on board, so we might as well just use all our cards we can. I'll be very surprised if they want to attack because I've got a negate on board. Plus, obviously, Omnistrix will banish, and then I've got a Quake in set. So we'll draw for turn. Hidden City's not bad. Activate Hidden City. Hidden City can add us. If we want to be more aggressive, I would say add the Warrior. Now, what have we got in grave? If we activate Stalagmo's effect, send warrior, draw 2. That's pretty good. Then flip Omnistrix, banish one of my opponent's monsters, which then lets me special summon out Nemesis Warrior. I now have the ability to flip summon Fiendess. I can use Fiendess's effect to bring back Ultra in defense mode if I wish. I also have Nemesis Warrior's effect to contribute some stuff off. Or I normal summon Glow-Up Bulb, sync for whatever I want. I can go into an 8, I can go into a 5. So let's go into 5, we'll go into Chambara because that is our more aggressive play. There's Chambara. Fiendess still has the negate effect if I want to use it this turn as well. I could bring back Glow-Up Bulb and turn Omnistrix into an 8. So we'll bring up Glow-Up Bulb by sending our top card to the deck, to the graveyard, going into an 8. So our best 8 would probably be Omega at this moment in time. So that's what we've got in grave. And then, you know, you just got a full-on assault right there. So you just attack, 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 attack. If they do activate anything, Fiendess would then have to book a moon, Stalagmo. But that's still not the end of the world. Then you've got Chambara doing 22 and then 24. Omega can then banish from your opponent's hand when he's done his duties. If you do have any of your banished Subterrors, you can bring them back if you wish. Other than that, you're pretty much set. You've done quite a bit of damage. You've got the ability to protect your cards as well, as long with the Quake into the back row for a bit more protection. So that was test stand number 1, going through the plays. So we'll do 2 more and see how much further we can get. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's our 5. Okay, so we've opened up with all of these. We can get 2 on board if we want to. We can do Fiendess, flip, and bring out Archer if we want. Or you can go a bit more defensive and just set your Archer, wait for your opponent to attack it or destroy it by card effect, and then get its effect off. It really depends on how much you want to flood the board. Now, we do have the ability to get one of the Subterrors on board as well, because we could, if we wanted to, instant fuse into a Raijin or a Norden and then use Warrior. But in my personal opinion, I think that's a little bit shoddy. So let's say my opponent doesn't know what I'm playing. They're going to attack into my defense position. My Archer's going to go off, and the Archer is going to get me any one of my Subterrors, and I believe it just special summons in face up or face down defense position. Yep, face up or face down. So let's put Stalagmo out there, because he'll get me the draw. We'll put him in face down defense position. They know what that is, so they're not going to touch it. Unless I think they're going to activate a card effect, I'll leave him face up for Fiendess. But you know, in this example, we'll leave him face down. Draw for turn. Flip Stalagmo up. Send. You can send Nemesis if you want, or you can send Ultra. We will be getting Ultra back if we want, so we'll send Ultra. Draw 2. There we go. Perfect. Terraforming for City. Activate City. Get ourselves a special, an extra Fiendess, just to be safe. Normal summon Fiendess. Fiendess effect, flip herself face down, bring back Ultra in face down defense position, use Hidden City to flip him face up. It will then reset. If you want to use the set effect, it will reset Stalagmo. If you just want to be doing damage, leave it as it is. You can then activate Instant Fusion if you want, and that will either bring out your Raijin or your Norden. Your Norden can then bring back your Archer. Your Archer then has the ability to attack if you wish with that as well. So you've got a 28, a 3k, and then a 16 on board. Then Archer will go at the end phase, getting banished, and so will Norden. So that's just an extension of the play. You don't have to make that. Then you can flip Stalagmo down if you want and leave Ultra face up for Fiendess should anything happen. And kind of go from there. Right, let's do our final test hand, playing through the first couple of hands. First couple of turns anyway. That's what I mean, they're quite fun. I mean, they're not hard to beat and they're not hard to disrupt, but when they get going, my gosh, they get going. Carl did originally play a Metaphors engine, which works really well because you play your 3 archers, you pop your archers, you can pop your burrow in as well. Oh no, sorry, you can't pop the burrow in, but you just pop your archers, and that kind of gets you going a little bit earlier and quicker. But I personally like playing it pure for a bit of fun, especially with Fiendess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is our first 5 hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not too bad. Now this is all down to personal preference. To be totally honest with you, when I know I've only got hidden cities in my hand, to minimise the ability of drawing it next turn in my draw phase when it would be kind of like sludgy dead, I'll activate the terraforming now to deck thin a little bit. I would activate that hidden city, but it doesn't matter. You just activate hidden city, get your Fiendess out. Now again, in this one, you've got 1 of 2 ways to go about it. You can, to be fair, let's probably get the dump and draw is probably the safer way of doing it. So we normal summon the Fiendess, flip Fiendess, Fiendess special stalagmite face down defense, hidden city flipping face up. His effect, dump warrior to draw 2. Use effect, flip face down. Set warrior, set MST. You could, if you wanted to, leave him face up because you drew into final battle, and then during your opponent's standby phase, flip Fiendess up, and then you've got the ability to negate should you need to. That's really down to you. So let's say we play it like that. That's probably how I would play it, as a more defensive one. We use Fiendess's effect to neg. Now if my opponent thinks that they're going to get over him, they'll probably attack. If they think they can get over 21, so let's say they can get over 21, they'll attack. I'll use Hidden City to flip him to negate the attack. Use his effect to dump Archer to draw 2. During my opponent's end phase, I'll MST their card and then draw for turn. I'll MST any other back row just to be safe. Activate a Hidden City. Hidden City will then search me out whatever I wish. I did misplay on that one. When he gets flipped up via City, bring back Warrior. So then activate that City, search out your Fiendess. Now we can get another double draw if we wish. We can use his effect, Stalagmite's effect to flip himself face down, City's effect to flip him face up attack position, effect to dump Ultra and draw 2. They're okay, they're a bit more defensive plays. Now we can normal summon Fiendess, because don't forget one of these hasn't been used this turn. Fiendess, use her effect, flip her face down, bring up Omnistrix in face down defense position. Use the final battle to flip him face up if you want more monsters on board for the attack, or you don't do that play at all and you just boost him up to 49, really dependent on what your opponent's got. But yeah, if we do this play, this is probably the more aggressive play. And then we go 3k, or we set the whole board if you want to, that's entirely up to you. 3k, 18, 28. Then we can use Warrior's effect if you want to tribute off for another Subterror. Otherwise, we leave it as it is. Effect of this to flip it face down, effect of this to flip it face down. Pass to our opponent. During standby phase, activate one final battle to flip Fiendess up, just because you want that protection there to be safe. Then if they do anything else, you can use the other battle to flip him face up. Set all your opponent's monsters. Fiendess can Book a Moon it again, or you can Book a Moon Nemesis Warrior. Whichever one you want to negate an effect. My opponent attacks. I could flip either one of these up, so it doesn't really matter at the moment in time. Flip him up, negates the attack. Yeah. And then what? Opponent can't really do a lot. I've got Quaking if I want to be sure. I've used both of these. Draw into Warning. That doesn't matter too much. He can go into attack mode now. Flip him up. Doesn't matter. Activate Final Battle on him, turning him into another 49. Activate on him, turning him to a 48. And then, you know, you've pretty much got game by that, so that's overextended big time. Anyway, before I take the camera out, thanks for watching. I hope this gave you an idea of the Subterrors. They can be very devastating, they can play really nice boards, they're just not going to be meta at this moment in time, unfortunately. Not pure, anyway. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. And until next time, guys, as always, happy dueling. If you like that video, why not check out our other videos available? We've got more deck profiles, pack openings, and of course duels. And don't forget to click on the most important button of all, that subscribe button, right in the bottom left hand corner.